All right, here we are, y'all. We are in Tier 3 dynamic movement. Today we're going to get into some really dynamic stuff, especially the first exercise, okay? The first exercise is called a power clean. The power clean is actually based off of an Olympic lifting movement, okay? It's a very functional exercise. Basically what it is picking something up off the ground and bringing it to your shoulders, okay, or shoulder. Today we're going to use something that's a little bit heavier than just nothing, right? So to actually get the full benefit of this exercise, I want you to choose something that you have at home, whether it's a milk carton, a dumbbell, a skateboard, whatever it is, okay? It has just a little bit more weight to it, okay? And I can show you how it's done with whatever tool that we're using, because you can basically use anything, okay? So now, we've talked about the deadlift before. Now the deadlift is when you pick something up off the ground, right? Deadlift, okay? But that's just picking up to your waist. Now when we're doing things out in the real world, sometimes we have to pick things up, put it up in a shelf, or bring it to our chest here to then put it into a shelf. So this is actually getting it up into the shoulder area. Now I'm going to use one hand to grab the soap bottle. Okay, as I get down, I'm keeping my back super flat. So you'll see I'm basically going through the deadlifting motion to get down to it, keeping my back very flat, my chest upright, getting one hand on the device. I'm going to drive through my heels to bring it then up to my shoulder. So I'm thinking about legs driving through the floor powerfully to squeeze my hips forward, and that momentum generates the force up into my arm to carry it up and all the way to my shoulder. So to do that, to really get power, you want to think really quickly, drive your foot through the floor and then bring it up to the shoulder. Now this can be a little bit confusing, right? Because we got legs, we got arm. Don't think about it too much. Just think stand, bring the arm up. Okay, that's basically all you have to do. We're not using anything too heavy. We're not using anything too dangerous. So just think, keep the back flat as you get down to the ground. That's the most important thing. And then come up, hold it there for a second. Make sure you go down, reset, set up properly again for the next rep, and then do it again. Okay? You're going to do 10 each arm there. Now that can be a little bit aerobic, right? So if you do 10, you need to take a couple breaths, relax before you do the second 10. That's great. Go ahead and do so, okay? I'm totally cool with that. Now the next one, we're going to get into the lizard pose and actually make this a little bit more dynamic. The lizard pose is a stretching position that is typically done in yoga, and we've done it before. And the stretch looks like this. Okay? So it's kind of like a lunge. You lower your chest down, hands on the ground, your back knees on the ground. You're feeling the stretch in the groin here, the back hip. Now today we're going to take our back knee off the ground. Straighten it completely. Keep that back leg as locked as you can. Then I'm going to take my right hand, or essentially the same hand of the knee that's forward, and I'm going to do a controlled articular rotation with my right shoulder. Okay, so my arm is going to start out in front of me. This is the starting and finishing position. Then I'm going to very slowly bring the arm back behind me, keeping it as high off the ground as I can. And then I'm going to bring my hand all the way back to set the back of my hand as far up my back as I can. Now you can see my leg position, my arm position, the stretching position never changes. I'm just getting this big circular rotation with my right shoulder. So that's one. I'll do another. Very slowly. This tempo that I'm demonstrating to you is the tempo that you're aiming for. Extremely, extremely slow. And because you're going that slow, you're only doing 5 each side. Okay, so keep the tempo. If you do only 5 and you're not going slow, you're just swinging your arm around, you're not going to get any value out of that at all. Okay? And the very last exercise, one of my favorite conditioning exercises, is the burpee. Okay, not complicated at all. Basically, what I want you to do, drop your chest to the ground in some way or another, stand back up, jump, and touch your hands over your head. Okay, this is what it looks like for me. Boom, okay, simple. Now, it doesn't need to be that fast. You could do it in different ways, right? It could be more of a stepping motion like this. Hands down, step, step, roll, roll up, step, step, jump. Okay, if you don't want to jump, you cannot jump as well. This is not meant to be a push-up. Do not do a push-up to the ground. So don't jump, push up, jump, step. It's more of a roll. Okay, notice I jump my feet back and I roll my body down. I roll my body up to then jump forward and again. Okay, you're going to do 10 of these. Okay, heart rate's going to get up quite high. You're going to notice sweaty, right? Especially after the previous exercises. You have a lot of work to be done in this tier basically because you have to do one side then the other for 2 exercises. So a lot of time is going to be taken. Prioritize at least 2 sets, okay? I understand if 3 is too much today, okay? So get at least 2. I will see you on Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed today's workouts. Have a nice weekend, y'all.